All right. Hello, Plus Me family. Welcome back to another Our Stories Matter Feature Friday segment where we interview community members and center the conversation around the theme of the week. My name is Bethany Epiphany, and I'm the program manager for the Plus Me project. And this week, your journaling activities all focused on lessons, the life lessons that you have learned throughout your journey. For our Feature Friday interview, we have Felicia Kelley. Felicia is a Pilates instructor and wellness professional, and I'm so happy that she had time today to talk with us. So, welcome, Felicia.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so excited to chat with you and get the conversation going. So, I'm going to hop into the first question. What are you learning about yourself during this time that you didn't know before?
Ooh, okay. I think one of the most important things I'm learning about myself is that I am fine the way that I am. Um, the person that I am, my personality, my likes, my dislikes, all of those things make me unique and they make me special and they make me who I am. So I think that when I was younger, I tried really hard to fit in and really hard to change those things so I could like the things that the popular kids liked, or I would be, funny in the way that the popular kids were funny. So I'm really just learning that who I am innately at my core is just fine. Right? And of course, like, you grow and you change and you have, things that you go through, but at the end of the day, who I am is fine.
Girl.
So that has been such a huge, revelation.
It's such an aha moment, and it's like, it's so interesting how you like that light doesn't click on until you are older, and you just spend so much of your time, as you said before, trying to fit in, trying not to necessarily stand out. You don't want anything about you to be different, and it's not until you go through a series of just life things that you realize, or that you come to the conclusion that I am enough. And it takes a while to get there.
And then also just trying to maintain that false persona is so draining. It's so exhausting not to be yourself.
Girl.
I'm just like, I'm tired from not being myself all day. I wish I could just be myself. It takes less energy.
Exactly. It really does. When you are performing a facade, when you are being outside of yourself, it takes a lot more energy, and it's just so much easier to be yourself. So to all you youngins out there who are watching this, even the adults who are a part of our program too, it's so much easier to just be yourself.
Yes.
And love
That's
who you
it.
are.
That's it. Ooh, yes.
Felt that one. Okay. Next question. What have you had to unlearn?
Okay. This is a big one for me. One thing that I had to unlearn, I think I wrote down a few things, but one major thing was unlearning expectations of other people. I was very much a golden child. I did not break any rules. I was like, okay, what my parents say, what my grandparents say, I'm going to follow the rules and try not to make anyone upset. I want everyone to be proud of me. So I'm going to follow the path that will lead me to, reach these certain expectations that, were laid out by my family. So those expectations were get good grades, don't make me come up to the school, don't do drugs, don't get in trouble, go to college, get a good career, get a job, get married, have kids, like all that, the perfect American dream, right? So I had to let go of those expectations because I ended up pursuing a creative career. I ended up being a professional dancer for a while, and then getting into the fitness industry and navigating that space. And now trying to navigate the wellness space, which is a very new industry. It's not something that was in existence, when my grandparents were coming up, or even when my parents were coming up. This is a brand new field.
Right.
So it was kind of difficult for me to leave those expectations of like, I'm going to get a stable traditional career, because it's kind of the same thing. Like I was performing a fake persona, someone who was interested in meeting those expectations. So now I had to like unlearn those expectations, throw those out the window, and redefine what success is, and redefine what my expectations are for myself versus taking on others' expectations.
Mm. Felicia, I feel like this is like somewhat of a therapy session, right? Because
Girl.
it's real. It's so real. And I think so many students will be able to relate to that because they're feeling so much pressure from their parents to pursue a certain field or to pursue a certain industry. And the parents, they mean well. They want their child to survive, right? To thrive. And usually that means focusing on it from a financial point of view instead of what the heart wants and what you really good at. And so I can appreciate your honesty in just talking about your journey and how you had to kind of just shake off, those expectations that weren't for you. They weren't created by you. They were created by someone else.
And it was hard. It was not easy. It's not easy feeling like you are just completely going against everything you were taught.
Right.
Because if it were the way that I were taught, I would be like an accountant for sure because I love math, or like a physician because I love science and I love helping people. So it was like, okay, you can do those things because those are the things you like. You like math, science, and you like helping people. So I was like, cool, but who knew that would translate into me, I'm still helping people and I'm still studying science and psychology and all that, just in a different, and something I didn't even know existed when I was a kid.
So. That point too, right? It's like, okay, it's like, how can a young person know what they want to be sometimes if they can't see it, right? If they're not exposed to it. And like what you were talking about, this idea of wellness, that's a relatively new term. Like, ain't nobody talking about wellness when we were in middle school. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't a thing.
Nope.
And that just the idea that you can create an industry that has yet to be, right, with your talents and with your gifts. And you don't have to force yourself into a lifestyle or a career that honestly doesn't fit you or serve you. And ultimately, whatever gifts that you have, they're supposed to be for other people. Right. So whatever gift you have, you're supposed to be of service to someone else. So if you aren't using your gift in the way that you're supposed to be using it, that means that the world isn't benefiting from what you have to offer.
Yes. The people that you're meant to serve are not being served. They're like, I know somebody's supposed to help me with this, but where are they?
Exactly.
And, I would have been sitting behind someone's desk, like doing balance sheets, which like, if that's your jam, that's your jam.
Right.
But for me, I took one accounting class in college, passed the class with flying colors. But when I tell you, I was like, ooh, this does not feel good. I could do the work, but it just doesn't feel good. I would rather be dancing.
Right.
And so that's how I kind of went over those expectations and started really following what my heart felt led to do.
Right. And feeding your spirit. Feeding your spirit.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a good one. All right. Question number 3. What are words of advice to your younger self?
Oh, sweet little baby Felicia. I love you. That's the first thing I would tell her, is that I love her. And I love everything about her. I love that she's weird. I love that she makes up stories. I love that she likes to like play games that she made up. First thing I would say is that I love her. The second thing that I would say is stop being so hard on yourself. Kind of going back to that child that was very much the golden child and didn't break rules. Even when I made the tiniest mistake, I would like kind of dwell on it and beat myself up. Almost to the point like where my parents didn't need to punish me if I made a mistake because I would punish myself. So just like not being so hard on myself, not down talking myself so much, recognizing that I'm great and the things that I had low self-esteem about now don't even matter. One thing that I had low self-esteem about was like not having the newest Jordans, which was like a big deal for me. And I was like, I could get one pair of Jordans every school year, but like I would have friends who would get every single pair of Jordans that came out. Like, you know, the Jordans would come out every few weeks. It's a new pair of Jordans. So I would have just my one pair of Jordans for the semester or the year. And like, I would have low self-esteem about that, which is like now as an adult, which is, it don't make no sense. It just doesn't even matter. But like silly things like that. And I think I wish that as a child, you could have the perspective that you have as an adult, you know, but the main thing is like, don't beat yourself up. Don't be so hard on yourself. Literally these things that you think are important are not what matter in the grand scheme of your life, you know? These things that you harp over don't really matter in the grand scheme of your life. So just having that outward perspective of like, life is long. Like life is short, but life is long. So even though something may be really terrible right now, in a few years, you might even forget the story. You know what I mean?
Right. That's so true. That is so true. And when I'm thinking about it, it's like just being happy. Like I wish I would tell myself to just enjoy it.
Relax.
Relax. Like I spent a good chunk of my time being sad because I was here and not there. And really resisting where I was. And that resistance made my time unpleasant. And I wish that I could tell my younger self to, you know, be where you are and to enjoy where you are.
Yes.
Because that's time that's slipping away that you can't get back.
Yes.
So.
And just think of all the like things you would have experienced and allowed yourself to do had you just been in the moment.
Right.
You know?
That's so true.
Like you would have, I think, just like richer experiences. And I think this is another thing that's coming to me right now while we're talking about this is like other people aren't paying attention to you as much as you think they are.
Girl.
Which was one of my main reasons for low self-esteem is because like I was like, oh my God, everyone's looking at me. They must think I'm stupid or ugly or whatever. And really, nobody is really looking at you the way that you think they are. Like you're the main character, but only in your own movie.
Yes.
Like everyone else is the main character in their own movie, and you're just like a background actor probably. Yes. So some of the things I would be so embarrassed about or shy about or whatever, it's just not important. So
it's not.
Yeah.
That is wonderful advice. And maybe you've already kind of said it, but going into this next question, words of advice to your children, future children.
Dear sweet little future children, I love you. I think one thing that I would say to my kids is something that I wish was said to me is that this is a safe place. This is a safe, stable foundation. You can go off and explore and do whatever you want to do. And if you want to try being a chef this year, go for it. If you think that you want to be a carpenter, go for it. And if you hate it, guess what? Come back to this safe place and we'll draw something else up and then you can leap off and go do that. I think it's like having the freedom to explore and figure out what it is you want to do before having to like make a decision is so important, because I
Mm-hmm.
think I was very paralyzed, for lack of better word, of like, I have to pick the perfect thing to be, and I have to pick the perfect thing to do and become, without even knowing what existed.
Mm.
So I think I would allow my kids, I would just tell them to go live life, go experience things, go explore things, and like dive deep into them and figure out what's for you and what's not for you and where your interests are. And from there, this safe, stable foundation can be the thing that kind of guides you and helps you fulfill whatever it is that you want to become. So I
Mm.
think that would be my message to my future children.
Girl, can I live with you? No, I think
Yes,
that
absolutely.
I think that is beautiful, because the focus is not on like survival or the need to please me as a parent. It is how can I help you discover what your purpose is, or what it is that you just like to do. You know what I'm saying? Giving you
Yes.
that the freedom to be who you are and to really explore. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's a wonderful lesson.
Yes.
That's a good one,
Yes.
Miss
You
Felicia.
know, I'm just trying to help the future babies out.
Ah!
And the now babies.
And the now babies, exactly. And the now babies are you guys that are watching this and that are part of our Plus Me family and Plus Me tribe. I hope that you were able to gain something beneficial from our conversation and talking about lessons. And I hope that you are able to reflect on your own life lessons. You might be young, but you are not without experience or words of
Yes.
wisdom. So I hope that you're thinking about everything that you've learned up in your journey up until this point. So I just want to thank Felicia. Thank you so much for your words of
Thank
wisdom.
you for having me. I'm so happy. So happy we had this combo.
Me too. It was fun. And as always, Plus Me family, I will see you for our next Feature Friday. So until then, stay safe and be well. Bye, everybody.
Bye.